Hello there, Frogman, better known as Ryan, and f this thing. Always demanding more and more hardware while games get progressively more mediocre. I want something that can blow my mind, make me feel high adventure, and I want it to be enjoyed by everyone.
Zork released in, 1977. If you want a gauge of how long ago that was, 1977 was the last time the Vikings went to the Super Bowl. Take a look at these platforms. Sure, we've got the personal computer. How about the PDP 10 and 11? These things needed you to write it instructions to function. What would it do? I don't fucking know, but it could play Zork by inserting the 5.5-inch floppy disk. Now the question is why? Why am I reviewing a game that has no graphics, came out when Jimmy Carter was president, and has a max resolution of a postage stamp? Well, long answer is I wanted to see firsthand the history behind this game. It's known as one of the most famous pieces of interactive fiction, and I think a lot can be learned on design and what we expect out of games today. And short answer is my dad asked me to. We start off west of a white house with a boarded up window.
What do I do?
Here we learn how it wasn't second nature back then to guide the player or even teach them how to operate the game within the game. To figure that much out, we'll need to look at the manual, which has been lovingly provided by the internet. Here we have a quick lowdown of what actions we can take in general, such as walking, checking inventory, and saving. We can go each of the cardinal directions by typing north, south, east, or west, up and down if it so applies, and check our inventory with just a press of the I button. With a basic idea of how to explore, let me recap how my first foray into Zork went. You are standing in an open field west of a white house with a boarded front door. There's a small mailbox here.
Open mailbox.
Opening the mailbox reveals a leaflet. Look, leaflet. That sentence is one I don't recognize.
What?
You are in a clearing with a forest surrounding you on all sides. On the ground is a pile of leaves. Pick up leaves. View leaflet. I don't know the word view. What? Look at the leaflet! I don't know the word
Climb tree.
There's a jewel-encrusted egg. Get egg. It is a large egg encrusted with precious jewels, apparently scavenged by a childless songbird. The egg is covered with a fine gold inlay and ornamented in lapis lazuli and mother of pearl. Unlike most eggs, this one is hinged and closed with a delicate-looking clasp. Open egg. You have neither the tools nor the expertise. Your rather indelicate handling of the egg has caused it some damage.
Help.
I don't know the word help. Oh no. Do you want me to applaud?
Tear leaflet.
I don't know the word tear.
Rip leaflet.
I don't know the word rip.
Destroy leaflet.
What do you want to destroy the leaflet with? Hands. Trying to destroy the leaflet with a pair of hands is futile.
Now, there could probably be a study done where players are drawn toward violent decisions when they can't have any discernible impact on the world. It would honestly explain a lot of real-world things, too. So, we're going to be building ourselves new super condos near the river. What are you in the desert going to be doing? We're going to war. Oh! So I need to get to the meat of the game, so I'm sorry to say that I looked up a map to at least me get underground, where 90% of the game is.
I went into the house, got the lantern, rope, knife, and sword, along with the sack and water on the table. I don't know whose house this is, but they are suspiciously well equipped.
I say, living in America, I swear to God, my next door neighbor got a hunting rifle for their confirmation.
I've moved the rug aside and met a person standing casually in the dark.
Social activity!
Talk to the man.
First, how did I know if they were there if it's too dark to see? Second, what if the lack of light makes the conversation better? And third, why do I feel like I'm 2.5 pounds lighter?
So it turns out there are exactly 0 people looking for conversation, and the thief here is capable of robbing a glowing sword from you without you finding out about it.
Oh, well, you think you're so clever, game? Well, I'm going down here with no items. What do you think of that? He's not here. Who was even in the house to close the door? So, I'm clearly being taken for a ride. One of the big challenges of learning these interactive narrative games is trying to follow the intended path of developers while also navigating the convoluted challenges that are set forth. Challenges that could suddenly become impossible due to mechanics that interfere with each other, like the thief stealing my sword, which is supposed to be used for the troll in the very next room. I say impossible, but you can kill the troll with a knife instead, so all is good there. And that's a pretty vast accomplishment for a game this old, having multiple ways to tackle the same puzzle. That being said, some solutions are better than others.
I was able to open the egg by throwing it at a tree and reach the canary inside, but I'm pretty sure it either wouldn't have worked or the broken state of the egg would have prevented me from properly finishing the game, because the point of the game is to collect the treasures hidden throughout the world, a tidbit that would have been great to place on, say, a leaflet at the beginning of the game, but I wouldn't want to come across as salty, now would I? What I will be salty about is the solutions to some puzzle being obscure at best. I will readily admit I followed a walkthrough after a day of stumbling around, and the walkthrough revealed that I would have been at this for weeks had I not done so. Like, you go to a room that is very loud, saying, "It's so loud you can barely think. Plus there's a platinum bar on the ground. Ah, cool, pick up the platinum bar. Platinum. Pick up the bar. Bar. What do you got, biscuits in your ears?" It's actually a really clever way to simulate being unable to think because of the loud pounding noise, but one of the solutions is just to type echo and suddenly it's better. Yeah, maybe that could have been explained a bit better. In fact, anything could have been explained better when it came to the seemingly arbitrary inventory system. I was following my walkthrough beat for beat, and where it seemed to have no problems picking up the buoy in the river, I had to unload a trunk of jewels and some other items to finally take it and not plummet to my death. I have to stress I have the same inventory and had to drop a heavy item and another small item before I could grab the buoy with treasure in it. I only highlight this because it seems a couple of factors are either random in the game or certain things don't work the way they should in my version of the game. Another such anomaly happened when I had some candles from the Land of the Dead sequence. The walkthrough had the candles blown out from going in a room, which didn't happen to me. So imagine my surprise when 10 minutes later I'm exploring a cave and it makes a point to explain an odd scent in the air.
Oh, whatever. It's a cave. They always smell bad. It's humid. Things that die there just sit there. I think I can handle a little bit of cave smell.
I'll admit, it's my fault for not turning off the candles near a smelly cave, but this is the kind of shit we're dealing with here. You'd be going along putting your coal into a washing machine to turn it into diamonds,
As is natural.
only to get said diamond and have a thief swing by and swipe everything you have.
Well, I'll have you know that's incredibly rude of you.
You have to adopt a certain style when playing this game, and that is to save early and save often. The solutions to the puzzles are not exactly straightforward most of the time, and messing up certain ones can have consequences that I'm sure is hilarious and cool to watch.
Despair, vile Cyclops, for I figured out your ultimate weakness, a pile of leaves! Alright. That didn't work.
You kind of need to be on the certain wavelength with the programmers to get the logic that is taking place in front of you. Take the Cyclops. You can kill him, which is fine, I guess, monster, but you could also scare it away by speaking Ulysses or Odysseus, causing it to panic, run away, and create a shortcut to the house via crashing through the wall. Okay, what?
Apparently, the entire race of Cyclops are cripplingly scared of Odysseus to the point where that we should have guessed that saying his name would have ended our encounter with them no problem. That'd be like getting a gassy ogre to leave its post by playing All-Star by Smash Mouth. Sure, some people will understand where it comes from, but the in-universe perspective needs a little more connection. Am I to believe that the Odyssey has taken place in this universe? Is it also well known enough in this universe for every Cyclops to be like this? Thing is, it's an Easter egg. Much like the loud room echo solution, this is not meant to be the first solution. But this one leads to such a powerful secret, being the direct line to the maze to the living room, that it can't exactly be ignored.
Like, how was I supposed to know that the thief opens the egg once he steals it? How was I supposed to know that the book, bell, and candles were meant to ward off the spirits of hell? All that was there were inscriptions on the wall in the book saying certain lights, sounds, and prayers are effective at banishing evil. It was all right in front of me the whole time. How could I have solved it? Oh God, I'm the problem, aren't I?
Overall, it's really hard to go back to this style of game. Lack of graphics aside, you need to learn what words can and can't be used to do what you want, which could lead to some frustration on not being able to do what you want. Certain restrictions are not clear until after you've experienced the solution, but with the ability to save anywhere you want, it's really not anything to get hung up on. If you had the time, you could very well just save before an encounter and run through all your items to try and find a solution, which, in my opinion, goes a little bit against the idea of a puzzle and is more so head bashing than anything else. But Zork itself is iconic for a pretty good reason. The locations are very well described, and while the path forward is often very obscure, you will often get some sort of response if your answer is wrong in just the right sort of way. Plus, the series gave birth to Invisiclues, a hint booklet that gave you hints on the game in invisible ink, so you wouldn't be spoiled on later puzzles. They even had fake questions to avoid spoilers there, like how do I get off the roof of the house, with the answer being how did you get there in the first place. It has a load of charm, and I think that, paired with the deep passion to provide a cool experience, made this game live on far into the turn of the century, proving that even with all the advancements in graphics, all you need is a rich world with loads of opportunity. How much did I pay for my PC if this is good enough?